I love this time of year when it comes to street photography. You can create these beautiful shots all because of the Christmas lights are out. You're getting lovely bokeh, especially if you're using more of a telephoto lens, you can create this great separation of the foreground and background. So today I'm going to be showing you how you can create this matte black urban look in your photos using Lightroom Classic. And I'm going to start right now. Right guys, so the very first thing you want to do is go ahead and choose a photo. Now this particular type of effect works well when you're applying it to urban style photos, but it works with quite a few other examples, like for instance product photos for example, which is the type of photo that we're going to be using today. So as you can see, this photo we've already got on Lightroom is of a desk, and it works really well with the colours that we're going for. We're going to uniform some colours while removing and then emphasising others. So the first thing you want to do is go over to the develop panel found on the right hand side. Then what we're going to do is go ahead and drop it down to the basics panel. Now in that, what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the exposure in this particular example by a little bit to bring about a bit more information. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in more contrast. So we're going to add in a decent amount there. Let's add in around, let's go for 20% in this particular case. Then what we're going to do is go to our highlights here and we're going to drop those down by -50. Then we're going to go to the shadows here and we're going to increase those by -50. Then what we're going to do is exactly the same with the whites. So we're going to go to the whites here, drop those by -50, and then increase the blacks here by 50 here as well. So as you can see, -50 on the highlights and whites, and then +50 on the shadows and blacks. And what we're doing is we're adding more information found in the shadow areas. This photo was slightly darker. Now you might find in your raw photo, this might be a little bit too much. So what you can do is just reduce these numbers down slightly, but try and keep them as even as possible. So if you're decreasing the highlights, try and increase the shadows by the same amount. So in this particular case, it's 50 -50, but in your case, it might be -25, 25. So just try and get a more balanced look for the overall photo so it looks correctly exposed. And I find in this particular case, this works quite nicely. Then what we're going to do is go to the texture here, and because this is a product photo and not a portrait photo, we're going to go ahead and do 20 on texture. We're going to go ahead and do 20 on clarity and 20 on dehaze. If you were working on a portrait photo, I'd do everything the same, but the clarity, which I would reduce by -10. That's the only example I would reduce clarity for. Then what we've got is vibrance and saturation. Now, you'd like to know more about that? I've actually got a dedicated video that you can find here or in the top right-hand corner, and also be in the link in the description. Just talks a little bit more and the defining point between vibrance and saturation. And in this particular case, we're going to go to vibrance here, drop that down by -25, and we've got saturation, which we're going to drop that down by -30. We're going to reduce some of the colors, but we will emphasize them later on. So that's all we need to do in the basics panel. So let's click out of that, and now let's go down to tone curve. So inside tone curve, what you want to do is go ahead and just affect the exposure. We're not going to be affecting any of the red, green, and blue channels in this particular color grading technique. So make sure you've got your point curve open, which is your exposure. What we're going to do is raise up those highlights slightly, bring down the shadows slightly. So you've got this S curve starting to appear. Then in the black areas, so the very far left-hand side, we're going to go ahead and bring that up. This will create our matte effect. So if we're creating an urban matte effect, we obviously want to create a matte one. So what we're doing is we're making sure there are no true blacks within the photo. Everything is an off gray. So if you go ahead and sample that, as you can see, we've got an input of 0, which is black, and then we're increasing the black, so input of 0 to 43. The more you increase it, the more black you're emphasizing into the photos. But I really like how it just, the shadows fade off into this lovely matte look. So I think that looks really, really nicely. And that's all we're going to need to do in the tone curve. So now let's close that down and let's go to HSL color. Now in HSL color, let's go ahead and change the hue first. So let's go ahead and select that. Hue is what color it is. Saturation is how much color, and then luminance is the brightness of that color. So they're the three main types we're going to be affecting in HSL color. What we're doing first is going to go to the reds here. I'm going to bring those over by -20. Then we're going to go to the oranges and we're going to do -10 there. But we're not going to need to make any other changes. So now what we're going to do is go to saturation, probably where we're going to be making the biggest change. In saturation, what we're going to do is going to go to the reds here, drop those down by -55. Then what we're going to do is go to the oranges here. We're going to increase that by -15. And then everything else in the photo, we're going to drop it down by -90. So we're going to do yellows, -90, -90 for greens, aquas, -90, blues, -90, purples, -90, and magentas, -90. So we're reducing pretty much all other colours to a very small degree, apart from orange, which again is found predominantly in the skin tones. So it doesn't majorly mess up the skin tones. Obviously, they are going to drastically change because we've affected yellow and red. But this is designed for more of an urban environment. Again, more product shots, urban cityscapes, not necessarily portrait photos. Then what we're going to do is going to go to the luminance, which is our last change, and we're doing something very similar. We're mainly going to be affecting the kind of warmer tones in it. So we're going to be darkening them and brightening them, and I'll explain that in a second. So let's go to reds first, and let's go ahead and increase the by 10. Then what we're going to do is go to the oranges here. We're going to increase those by increase them by 15. Then what we're going to do is go to yellow, and we're going to drop those by -50. Then we're going to do the same with the green, but we'll do it to a lesser of a degree, -25 there. And as you can see, it's actually made a large impact. So what we can do is, we've done all the changes now, so let's close down HSL. We can go to this little button here, which turns off that selected area off, those adjustments. We do the before, we do the after. As you can see, it's a subtle change, but it works really nicely with this photo, as well as a bunch of other cityscapes. So go ahead and, as at the moment, see if this effect works for you. All we need to do is make a few more changes, and we're going to be done. So let's go to color grading. Inside color grading, we want to create a bluer tone to the matte look. So what we can do is go to the shadows here. We've got our color wheel here. Let's bring that color wheel over to the blue area. The number you want to be aiming for is 225. Then let's go to the saturation. This controls how much color, as you can see. What we're going to do is going to add in a 10% there. If you'd like it to be more blue, emphasize the saturation. If you want it to be less blue, reduce the amount of saturation. Then what we're going to do is miss out the midtones. We're not going to change those in this particular case. Let's go to the highlights, and let's do the same thing. So with our hue here, we can choose 225. So that's the blue that we've got here. And then you want to increase it until you are happy. So I'm going to go for about 20% in this particular case. And I actually really like this look. Again, with urban, we can go for this nice kind of urban look that we're going for here. And if I do a before and after, as you can see, all we've done is we've just added some blue tint to the overall photo. Right, so we're almost done. What I'll do is go to lens correction, making sure your lens correction is turned on in your particular case. So we're going to go ahead and turn that off. And then what I want to do, the last thing, so we're going to go to our effects slider here. I want to go ahead and add in a post-crop vignette. So that's going to darken the overall outside of the photo. Again, works really well when you're looking at urban cityscape type photos. So we're going to go to the amount here, and we're going to drop that down by about -20. If you'd like to add more vignetting, you can do, or a less vignetting, just go for a slightly smaller number. We're going to go to the midpoint here, and what we're going to do is add in some more. So we're going to go ahead and add it closer to the center. So I think I'm going to go for about 35 in this particular case, but it may change to your photo if you want more or less vignetting. Okay, so what I'm going to do is close that down. I can show you now, guys, of the before and after. So here is the before, and here is the after. And what I'm going to do is put them side by side. As you can see, the before is on the left-hand side, and the after is on the right. And write it down in the comments below what photo you used, as well as if this effect worked for you. I love this effect with urban cityscapes, but also product photos. So make sure to write it down in the comments below if this particular effect worked for you. Here is the before, and here is the after.